my name's Keith Cooper. This is another one of my short videos looking at taking better black and white photos. How to improve your black and white photography, all kinds of things like that. As I always say, you want to take better photos, take more photos. But anyway, that to me is obvious, not some, but we'll get that one out of the way sharpish. What I'm going to suggest is, if you're curious about black and white photography, have never really got into it, or don't feel that you've really got any results that you're happy with, one of the things is have a black and white day. This is where you go out. Now, you can set your camera to black and white mode if you like. One of the advantages of many cameras black and white modes is that the RAW files, if you produce RAW and JPEG files at the same time, the JPEG files will be black and white with some default conversion for the camera. You may have options in that which you could look at, but the RAW files have got all the original data. So not only can you get colour images back from them, but you can also experiment with different ways of converting to black and white. Because remember, what you like may not be what the camera chose to do with that particular image. And that's part of the power of black and white, is that you get control over how colour is converted to black and white. Now, I'll come back to that in another video looking at aspects of conversion. But really, there is no black and white equivalent to a colour scene. There are just versions of black and white produced from a colour scene, and they depend on the colour. But just go round, take photos, anything you like. If it's, just go around where you live or go somewhere, but just have an eye for taking black and white photos. Just take lots of them. Whenever you think, well, I'm not sure what to take, just turn around, have a look, think, oh, I'll take a picture of that. It really doesn't matter whether it's any good. If you're lucky, you'll get some you're really happy with. That's a bonus. This is not really an exercise to create pictures that you're going to put in an exhibition. I went out one day, I was on the Pacific coast, and just went out one day. This is at Cannon Beach. And just was wandering about because it's a lovely place. I like the sea, particularly the Pacific here on the northwest coast of US. Very nice. Just wandered about and was just snapping away taking pictures for no good reason whatsoever. This one, I'm looking towards the sun, so I've got a really strong shadow in it. I've got high contrast with, because of the sun reflecting off the surf. I've got structure in the sand here. This really is just a walk around taking pictures just for no good reason other than I feel like it, and it's a great place. Now, you can do that, or you can go out with a bit more purpose. It's up to you. It depends on how you actually approach your photography. One of the bits that I always suggest doing as well, and this probably comes because I still regard myself as a photographer first, a writer second, and making videos is well down the list. So I enjoy books. Go to second-hand bookshops. Look for old photo books. You will find loads of them. They get cleared out. They think, this one here, The Complete Photo Book by Philip Johnson, FRPS. We'll get letters after his name. Must be good. This is from 1951. One of the downsides of a book this age is you don't tend to get quite so many photos. But have a look at the photos. Have a look at the style of them. Have a look at the tonal contrast, the composition. Some aspects have changed since 1951. Other aspects have not. There's an interesting section in this about the basics of portrait lighting, which I don't do portrait photography. I rarely photograph people. I do get asked occasionally by clients to photograph them, and it's actually old books like this that I look at for the classic lighting setups. So they're useful. Nice picture on the back of Houses of Parliament, Big Ben. Now, don't worry about the pictures you take. Don't think, oh, this has been done to death. This is cliched. This is really naff. Do not worry one bit about the photos that you go out and take. The whole idea is to take photos. If they're truly awful, well, why show them to anyone else? But take time to work out what's wrong with them. So don't just concentrate on the great ones. Look at the ones that are really bad. Also have a look at the ones that are good but not great. Can you see any trend? Now this will vary for absolutely everyone who tries this. If I go out somewhere like this, I will get a mix of pictures that are so-so, and I may get a few that I'm happy to put up on my wall. This one, as you can see, it's framed. It's because it's one of the ones taken off the wall in the house here. It's because I enjoy it. And also Karen was with me on this bit when this picture was taken, so she knows the scene as well. Remember, what you see in a picture is not necessarily what other people see in the picture. I know Karen really enjoyed visiting this place as well. So it has a meaning to both of us. So it's one of those pictures that gets. But 1951 book, thereabouts. Another one from the junk shops. And these are dead cheap. This one, the all-in-one camera book. Now, this one has gone through so many editions. I've got about 5 different editions of them. This one is 1961. So I was all of 1 year old when this book was published. And it looks ancient, it really does. But once again, it's got things about using filters for film. Got examples of that which might influence how you might want to do your conversion from colour to black and white. I just like looking through the books here. There are interesting bits, there are irrelevant bits. You might decide you don't like the pictures, doesn't really matter. Look at the technique, look at advice in this. There's a great picture here taken during one of the London fogs, which was a long while ago, long before my time. Fog, great for black and white photography. If you get a foggy day, go out, try black and white. You're shooting colour anyway, if you're shooting digital. Now, if you're shooting film, then you make that choice when you put the film in the camera. But if you're shooting digital, you get the choice of how to handle it. Black and white lets you handle contrast, lets you handle different aspects of lighting. But all in books like this. Another great one, this one, I think this one cost me 25 pence. It is the Black and White Handbook. Now, it's a book full of black and white pictures, but it's 1997. So it just predates by a few years digital becoming popular. Digital was just about around in 1997. But it wasn't popular for at least another 5-6 years. And looking through here, this, as a newer book, is absolutely packed with pictures. And it's really interesting to look at different aspects of tonality, contrast, composition, all kinds of things. With digital, you can even add in the grain if you like. But there we go, The Black and White Handbook by Roger Hicks and Francis Schultz. Probably long out of print. Worth the 25 pence that I paid for it. You'll find stuff like this wherever you are in shops. I'll just finish off on a book that's actually one that I've reviewed. I've got a review of this book because it's quite a useful one. It's a relatively new one. It's called The Photography Exercise Book, Training Your Eye to Shoot Like a Pro. Well, we'll gloss over what it actually means shooting like a pro. But Bert Craigs, or Cradgers, sorry if I mispronounced his name, not how that's done, but it's a really nice book. It covers all kinds of things and it covers basic exercises in photography. Any of these can be adapted to black and white. So there you go, a few books varying in cost from almost nothing up to a few quid. You'll be able to find them. But the whole point of it is to go out, enjoy yourself, do something different. Have fun. If you want extra constraint, limit the number of lenses you take or something like that. Some people would say, well, you need to restrain yourself a bit and not take so many photos. You need to slow down and think about it. Yeah, that's great. People have been telling me that for years. You used to have a limitation of it by the number of shots you could put on a roll of film. I've never seen any particular benefit from that. It's probably because I'm now a commercial photographer. And if I see a scene for one of my commercial photos, I will probably take 3 or 4 versions of it. If I was using film, I might be worrying about the cost, processing, everything. So just take lots of photos. If you want to slow down, if you really want to go out and make things difficult for yourself, just put like a 1 gig card in your camera and limit it to that. That's the sort of thing I only ever suggest to other people to try because I've got no interest in doing stuff like that myself. But anyway, the whole point should be it's whatever matters to you. So I hope these little short videos are of interest. Please do ask questions. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. And if you've got any more ideas for black and white topics that you want covering, let me know, because I'll be doing more stuff on printing and cameras and lenses as well. But black and white is where I started my photography, and still at heart it's where I enjoy my photography, doing black and white. I just wish a few more commercial clients would see the opportunity for black and white, but they don't, so whatever. I have a hobby and I have a job. Thanks very much.